Welcome to the show, everyone. Today we're diving headfirst into a topic that piques the curiosity of even the most seasoned traveler no-go zones. These are the places where maps practically scream, "Turn back!" They're shrouded in mystery, often feared and for good reason. We're talking about areas where danger lurks around every corner, where governments fear to tread and where the rules of polite society are, shall we say, a bit more flexible. Now, some might call us daft for venturing into such territories, and they might have a point. But that's the thing about us curious types, isn't it? We're drawn to the unknown, to the stories whispered in hushed tones. We want to understand what makes these places tick, what makes them so different. So, buckle up as we embark on a virtual journey to some of the most notorious no-go zones on the planet. We'll meet the people who live there, if we're lucky enough to find any, and try to understand the forces that have shaped these extraordinary corners of the world. Right then, first up, we're heading east to the secretive state of North Korea, often dubbed the Hermit Kingdom. Now, it's not technically off-limits to tourists, but let's just say it's not exactly a walk in the park either. Imagine a place frozen in time where the Cold War never ended and Big Brother is always watching. From the moment you step off the plane in Pyongyang, you're met with a whole different set of rules. Forget popping down to the local pub for a pint and a chinwag. Every move you make, every photograph you take is monitored by government minders. They're sticklers for the rules, these chaps, and any deviation from the approved itinerary could land you in some seriously hot water. We've all heard the stories about tourists being detained for seemingly innocuous offences, like accidentally leaving a Bible in their hotel room. It's a stark reminder that this is a country where the government reigns supreme, and individual freedoms are, well, let's just say that they're not exactly a top priority. You see, in North Korea, information is tightly controlled, almost hermetically sealed. It's like a real-life Truman Show, where the citizens are kept in the dark about the outside world. It makes you wonder what they really make of us Westerners with our fancy cameras and strange ways. Despite the risks, there's a certain allure to North Korea, wouldn't you say? A chance to step back in time, to witness a society seemingly untouched by the modern world. But it's a trip that requires careful consideration, a willingness to play by the rules, and perhaps a healthy dose of bravery, or maybe just a touch of madness, who knows? From one extreme to another, we now find ourselves in the eerie silence of the Chernobyl exclusion zone. This isn't your typical tourist trap, mind you. This is a place frozen in time, a chilling reminder of the devastating consequences of human error. It was back in 1986 when the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, nestled in what was then Soviet Ukraine, became synonymous with disaster. The explosion and subsequent meltdown released a plume of radioactive material into the atmosphere, forcing the evacuation of the nearby city of Pripyat, once a bustling community of nearly 50,000 souls. Today, Pripyat stands as a ghost town, its buildings slowly crumbling, reclaimed by nature. Eerie silence hangs in the air, broken only by the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves. It's as if time itself has stood still, a haunting testament to the power of the atom unleashed. Venturing into the exclusion zone is a bit like stepping onto another planet, a post-apocalyptic world where nature has reclaimed what man has abandoned. Radiation levels vary throughout the zone, but there are still areas where it's simply not safe to linger for too long. Despite the risks, there's a growing fascination with Chernobyl, a desire to witness firsthand the aftermath of one of the world's worst nuclear disasters. Guided tours take visitors through the abandoned city, past the Ferris wheel that never had a chance to spin, the school desks still littered with books and toys. It's a sobering experience, a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring impact of human actions on the planet. But it's also a testament to the resilience of nature, slowly but surely reclaiming its own. Next, we find ourselves amidst the vibrant chaos of Rio de Janeiro. But we're not here for the beaches or the samba, oh no. We're delving into the heart of Rio's favelas, a world often shrouded in myth and misconception. These sprawling communities clinging to the hillsides are a city within a city, home to millions of Brazilians. Life here is a world away from the glitz and glamour of Copacabana or Ipanema. It's a place of stark contrasts where poverty and resilience exist side by side, where the rhythm of life is dictated by a different set of rules. Now, the favelas have a reputation, don't they? They're often portrayed as lawless and dangerous, ruled by drug lords and gangs. And while it's true that crime and violence are a very real problem here, it's important to remember that the favelas are more than just their stereotypes. They're vibrant communities full of life, music, and a strong sense of community spirit. It's a place where people look out for each other, where neighbors share what little they have, and where the human spirit shines through despite the challenges. Venturing into the favelas can be a daunting prospect, and it's not something to be undertaken lightly. But for those willing to look beyond the stereotypes, it's a chance to experience a different side of Rio, to meet the people who call these communities home, and to gain a deeper understanding of the complexities of life in this sprawling metropolis. Hold on tight, because our next stop takes us to Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia. Now, Somalia has had its fair share of troubles, hasn't it? Decades of conflict, famine, and political instability have left their mark on this once thriving nation. Mogadishu, in particular, has become synonymous with danger. A city scarred by violence and the ever-present threat of terrorism. The scars of conflict are visible everywhere you look, from the bullet-riddled buildings to the makeshift checkpoints manned by heavily armed soldiers. The threat from Al-Shabaab, the Islamist militant group, is a constant shadow over the city. They carry out attacks with chilling regularity, targeting government buildings, hotels, and public gatherings. It's a stark reminder that the road to peace and stability is a long and arduous one. But amidst the chaos, there are glimmers of hope. The Somali people are known for their resilience, their ability to find joy and laughter even in the darkest of times. There's a sense of defiance, a determination to rebuild their lives and their country against all odds. Traveling to Mogadishu is not for the faint of heart. It's a city on edge, where danger lurks around every corner. But for those willing to take the risk, it's a chance to witness firsthand the human cost of conflict and the indomitable spirit of a people determined to rebuild their lives. Our final destination takes us to Syria, a nation ravaged by a brutal civil war that has raged for over a decade. It's a conflict that has claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands of people, displaced millions more, and left the country in ruins. Cities like Aleppo and Homs, once vibrant cultural centers, now lie in rubble, testament to the brutal reality of war. The images we see on our television screens of bombed-out buildings and desperate families fleeing their homes are a stark reminder of the human cost of this conflict. The Syrian people have endured unimaginable suffering, their lives torn apart by violence and displacement. Families have been separated, homes destroyed, and futures shattered. It's a humanitarian crisis of staggering proportions. Traveling to Syria is for most out of the question. The Foreign Office advises against all travel to the country, and for good reason. It's simply too dangerous. But that doesn't mean we should turn a blind eye to the suffering of the Syrian people. It's important that we remember them, that we raise awareness of their plight, and that we support the aid organizations working tirelessly to provide humanitarian assistance to those in need. The road to peace and recovery will be long and arduous, but we must never lose hope. Well, there you have it, a glimpse into some of the most fascinating and often dangerous places on Earth. I must admit, even for someone like me, who's made a career out of poking around in unusual corners of the world, these places give me pause for thought. They're a reminder that the world is a vast and complex place, full of beauty and wonder, but also of danger and uncertainty. And while it's tempting to want to experience all that life has to offer, to push the boundaries and explore the unknown, it's crucial to remember that safety should always come first. So the next time you're planning your travels, by all means, be adventurous, be curious, but be informed. Do your research, listen to the experts, and most importantly, trust your gut. Stay safe and happy travels.